Angel with Living Local, and today I am so excited because this is a very special episode. I get to welcome my very first Floridian friend, Sarah Schreiber, to the show. Thank you so much for coming.
I like that. That's a great title. My very first Floridian friend.
You were, yes. We met at a nail salon.
This is the name of this entire episode.
Yes, my first Floridian friend, Sarah Schreiber.
It's so funny, like I literally was just talking about how we met before this. We were at a nail salon locally, just around the corner from here. And I was getting my nails done, and I am like, in those kind of settings, I feel I try to be more quiet. I don't know. I'm not the
What?
Exactly. I'm not the talker I usually am. And you were yapping.
I was.
You were sitting next to me, and I was like, oh, this girl sounds like my type. You're talking about working conferences, hosting, or like, I don't know what. It was like multiple things.
Whatever she would listen to. Whatever she would listen to.
I didn't even need to ask you. I was like, oh, I know you already. And literally I turned and we just started talking. And then I told you about because you just moved here and I just moved from Los Angeles not too long ago. And I talked to you about South Florida agents, different production companies, through email and everything. And we just we're social media, friends.
Friends. We are friends.
And this is actually one of my favorite places. When I first moved, about 4 or 5 years ago, I moved back to South Florida. And I was just always on Yelping ocean view, water view, seafood, but with a view. And then I discovered this whole, it's really you can't really find it off of North Lake Boulevard. It's
no, it's a hidden gem.
It is a hidden gem, and it's called The Catch.
I think that's something that you have such a keen eye for, is finding that local spot no matter where you go, because you have traveled extensively and you're like me. You want to feel like the local where you are.
Right. I have a lot of guilt going to chain restaurants. I just feel like people go there because I know what I'm getting there. And I respect that person, but for me, variety is the spice of life. And I know you've traveled to Europe, you've worked in Europe for how many years?
5 years.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
And I traveled from Europe, but I'm from Jersey, went to school in Miami, LA, and then I have traveled, I'm recently working with WWE, and I've been to Oklahoma, to Arkansas, to Montana. I did theater in Texas and Oregon, and for me, I just love genuine, authentic spots that the locals know about. That's the places you go to. Where you also become this spot that I love so much, The Catch. It's a family-owned business. George, Tara, and they have a daughter named Luna, and it's just charming, and they make you feel like you're at home and that you're a regular. And I think there is something beautiful that it's like a Cheers, where everybody knows.
It is.
You know Boston in an instant when you know Cheers, and I think wherever you are in the world, there's restaurants like that.
You don't get to talk to Brock Lesnar. I talk for Brock Lesnar, okay? My client's actions tonight were wanton and reckless. I can't deny it. It's a part of recorded history. And for those actions, I apologize.
Well, cheers to this beautiful weather.
Yes, and just having you on Living Local. And I really want people to understand your story, because you came from New Jersey, but you're really our South Florida girl, and you found a way to follow a career path that you loved in an area that might not be considered a giant entertainment industry, because you've done New York, you've done LA, like you said, you've worked in Europe, but you really found a home here with WWE in South Florida.
It's was unexpected with Florida, and I think majority of people would think that way as well, with the entertainment industry being oh, Florida, I don't know where that plays in the game, because people think New York, they think Los Angeles, and I loved both those cities. It's just interesting. I had an opportunity in Palm Beach Gardens for a jewelry network that was based in the UK. They were starting here in West Palm and broadcasting live to the US. And the humor of it is, everybody knows that we fly south to the winter. Jersey people make their way. I don't know if the Living Local will be happy for me to say that, because the locals are oh, New York, New Jersey, they're coming down here again. It's season.
They're part of our culture. They are part of our culture.
When I first moved here, everyone's just wait till season.
You had to tell me what season was.
What are they talking about? Just wait till season.
Yeah.
The Jersey and the New Yorkers coming down. But it did feel like home, because when I was living in Los Angeles, there was never any Italian markets, ever. And then I came here, and like carmines and doors. They're like beautiful. I say it's the Willy Wonka of Italian markets, and I'm like, I'm home. There's Italian bread and like gabagool.
Oh my gosh.
But anywho, so I used to come here when I was a kid, and it was like Florida just represents happiness. Like when I would get off the flight, I would just always smell Florida and be like, vacation. So then like moving here, which was unexpected, I was nervous, honestly, for my career. And just because I wasn't sure about the market. I went to school at University of Miami, so I'm a proud Hurricane, go Canes. But there's great film work happening. I did Bloodline on like the last season. I was like, just caught it, like before they wrapped up. And that was Key West. I worked on a Eva Longoria pilot, Grand Hotel down in Miami. And then also the cruise line industry, tourism. They're doing whatever marketing and the campaigns they're doing for the cruise lines, or even like the Bahamas. Like, it's amazing the things that you didn't realize. And the fact is, it's smaller market, so you can do, I don't want to say this because I want to always bigger fish, smaller pond. Just because I happen to be in these other places,
Sure.
to build my
Well,
resume.
you've
I just
seen
don't want
it.
to sound like a little snooty
You've
about
seen
it.
it. No, and that's something I love about you, is that you're always candid, and you were always really helpful to me building my career, and you would always really tell me like it is.
Right.
And I think that that's fair, because I'm sure that there's people watching this who are loving Florida, who are graduating, especially some of our seniors and things in local universities. And we want to keep that great talent here, so you can kind of go and you can learn. But if you feel drawn to a certain place where you want to live your life and really enjoy it, then it's all about finding your niche within that market.
Absolutely, and I think that takes time of building and figuring out exactly what is your spot.
Sure.
You know, I originally came from musical theater, and then I was TV, film, and then I started doing hosting because I was like, wait, I could just be me?
Yeah.
Want to talk? I was like, oh, Joy, stay! I'm like,
This is a job?
yeah. Gosh. And then like, because like when I worked with Royal Caribbean, and I was on the cruise ship. But here's the part is like when everybody got to go and do their, like when we embarked and got to port and got off port. And
and they did excursions.
I was like on board and we were shooting, and I was like, well, there's another beautiful island. I'm like, okay, let's shoot. No, but you feel really blessed for those awesome and grateful for those cool opportunities. I think the thing that makes us very similar too is like there's this like heartbeat of like a hustle in you, and I think we have to remember that when we're in South Florida. Just based off, we're living in paradise, and sometimes you just want to sit on the beach and relax, but like you gotta connect. You have to. You have to connect with all the local industries, and I think that connecting and networking is what careers are about, and making great relationships. And you know, I moved to Orlando for WWE, but I am here because, well, this is paradise. I love Palm Beach.
It's because I'm here. I know.
But that's what I'm saying. Moral of the story is like there's people that you connect with, and you will the rest of your whole life, and you want to work with them, and that's just the truth.
I also want to talk about the different things that you're doing, because you are having a fantastic time and you've built an amazing career with the WWE, but you're really expanding too. I'm going to brag a little bit. You're now a published author. You just finished your first article, right?
Yeah. It's fun because you're like, oh, that's out of your brain. Let's work that out a little bit. But with the unfortunate situation with the pandemic that we're dealing with, one of my girlfriends was saying it's time to like reinvent ourselves, or you discover new talents, or just get back to your roots, or
or organize your closet, or whatever you can do at that time.
But my girlfriend that I was working with, she works for WWE as well, and they canceled all live events. I was supposed to be touring in Germany, France, and Spain this coming week. We will be back there.
You'll be back, 100%.
It would have been amazing. But for me, the thing that broke my heart the most was she was talking about when we come back, will live events still be the same? So with concerts, football games, WWE, events. And I grew up in theater, and it like broke my heart ever thinking it wouldn't be the same, because my favorite moments in my life, whether I was on stage or in the audience, I'm getting emotional, I don't mean to, those are amazing, and they're memorable, and it's why I'm in this business. I love being with people, and
you're gonna make me start.
Yeah. Anywho, I think we're gonna be just fine, and I wrote an article about it. I can't wait to go back to concerts and singing and dancing with my friends and all being together.
And the thing that I really loved about your article is reminding the audience that they're so important.
Yeah.
that fan participation. You know, I came from an athletics background. I couldn't imagine playing in a stadium where there's, you know, it sounds a little selfish, but nobody to cheer for me, even cheer against me. Even if you went to your biggest opposing rival and people literally would have like my face on a stick and like, you know, NC State go home. I mean, the craziest things you would see, but you still fed off that energy. 100%. And what you referenced in your article was that like, that's almost like the star of the show is really the audience, whether it's musical theater or anything.
And it's honestly, they are a character. They're part of every show, and it's a part of experiencing that live event, whether it's sporting events. We're all there and we're all having this moment together.
Right. I thought that was a great title.
No, because I just was laughing because you were like, where are my chairs?
Who's cheering for me? I mean, because really it was either cheer for me or cheer against me. I hear the noise and the energy and you feed off of it. Right.
There's just nothing like South Florida to me, and whether it's the weather, because we get the weather, the people, but it is something where I think there's just so much available to us with like restaurants.
Yeah.
And it's just a place that I just love calling home.
I know that I wouldn't be sitting really in this chair and living local if it wasn't for you and telling me that I could do anything and that I was awesome and beautiful, and like whether anybody else thinks so, too bad Sarah Schreiber thinks so.
Yeah, I do. Never forget it.
But that is one thing that I'm so happy to have you here because you've meant so much to me, so much to my career, and everything that I'm doing is a lot because of you, because you've supported me and you've supported those around you. I know that there's other hosts in the area that you have helped, and that really makes you special. So I want to make sure that people know where they can keep up with you. Obviously, we're going to see her on WWE.
Yeah, and other things. Who knows what else we have coming after.
Our Jana and Sarah Golden Girls show. It's going to be great.
How much time do we have for the Golden Girls show? We got some years.
We have some years.
Okay.
We have some years.
So in life, it's like you find people that are genuine and that you love and you believe in, and you believe in them with all your heart. And it's about helping each other out. That's what this world is. And that's also why I chose this restaurant. It was people that I knew was a family-owned business. And during the pandemic, I know they were doing takeout and orders, but we got to keep this alive. This is what keeps living local.
So before I let you go, Sarah, can you tell me where is the best place to keep up with you, all you're doing? I know you have so many adventures coming up. I can't wait to see.
My Instagram is I think the most active I am is at Sarah Schreiber, SarahSchreiber.
I think you're the only person I know that has their name. You're the only person that has their name in an Instagram. It's so lucky.
I don't have it for Twitter. It's at Sarah Schreiber. It like leaves you hanging. I keep my website up to date, but I think Instagram is probably the best place to find me.
Yes, and to see little snapshots of Lola. That's my favorite.
Oh my goodness.
Sarah, I am so glad that you got to come and live local with me today. This has been truly fantastic.
Absolutely, and thank you to George and his family for hosting us at this awesome restaurant with a beautiful view called The Catch. Well, I'm getting very excited for this food.
I know, I'm really excited. So as much fun as we've had, we're ready to go finish these sangrias and have some of this great food. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Jana Angel, and thank you for living local.